What is poppin'? Your boy RaJuR be cool. Here, get ready to talk about my bass and get a little bit more thorough about it. I'm trying to get more of a direct sound. I have my mic on right here, as you can see. See how you hear me talking. I have the bass here, which is the LightWave Sabre by Willcox / Zon. Okay, now this bass right here has a lot of history. It is a US-made bass. So it says made in the USA, and we got our serial number here on the back of the neck. And some of the bases are made in Korea. This is an older bass. I'm not sure what age. I think it may be 06. If I'm looking at the numbers correctly, it may be 06. I do see a 06 with the last number, right? So hold on just a second. Let me check my sound if y'all don't mind, okay? Hold on just a second. 6. I do see a 06 with the last number, right? So hold on just a second. Okay, good. So we got good sound. So I hope you got here. I got to make sure I'm going to keep it wherever it is right now. I'm going to keep the sound right here so you guys can hear me. So hopefully the bass and everything sounds good as well. You can let me know. All right. I'd like to thank the Heavenly for the opportunity to be able to see you guys this evening. And I just want to, before I go to bed, I'm going to bed a little bit earlier tonight. I want to get earlier in the morning. I'm kind of excited about buying a new bass tomorrow. Maybe we'll see. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the LightWave Willcox Sabre bass. This is a 4-string bass, and has a lot of things going on with it. As I try to explain to people I turned on to the Guitar Center, this is the optical base. So basically what it does, it uses optical lighting to actually pick up the vibration of the string, and then through that vibration is how you get the sound. Unlike magnetic pickups where you got to use magnets resonating over top of the magnets that'll give you the sound, this right here is basically piezo, and it's optical. So you also have a piezo setting here. If you want to do piezo, that's the piezo, and that's everything. So the piezo can't be piezo by itself. It's always going to be the active optical circuit. You can't cut out the optical. But if you want to just get more piezo than optical, you can put that switch back there. It's the piezo optical switch. And it's also called the warm and cool. So basically, warm means you're getting the whole bass. Cold means you're getting the piezo, okay? I saw a couple of reviews of this by my man called the Bass Whisperer, and a couple of people before I bought this bass. Y'all know I bought one that was very nice. It was a I'm kind of glad I didn't keep that bass, but a beautiful bass. Y'all remember that bass? So look back about a month ago, or maybe 3 weeks ago, where I bought the other bass, and it had scratches and stuff going on with it, and the neck was separating, and all kinds of craziness. So I'd like to thank Mike in Connecticut for giving me a great deal on this bass. Oh, Blair. Blair? No, Mike. Blair was the guy who gave me the other bass that didn't quite work right. All right? So basically what we have is we have volume, we have bass, we have mid-range, and then we have the sweep for the mid-range, anywhere from 200 to 1,000 hertz. And then we have what we call the ice channel, or the ice knob. Now, I've talked about this before, and basically it's a treble knob, but depending on how you have it set, and whether you have the piezo kicked in, it'll depend on what it does at that particular point, all right? So that's the ice. But if I put in this, now it's kind of engaging the circuit of the whole bass pretty much, you know what I mean? But kick it in, and now you're getting more of the bass that you're going to get the EQ and everything. But kind of like, they call it the hot and the cold switch, and they call this the ice knob, which is really the treble knob if you ask me. But, you know, that's what they do. All right, see the headstock? We got a maple headstock with a maple neck, and look at that. Look at that fine flame on that headstock. All right, and you only get this in the USA bases. The Korean bass, like the one I had before, was not detailed like this. You couldn't see the flame maple in the headstock. It didn't have that, you know what I mean? And here we have flame in the body. So you can see that beautiful flame in the body there. Can you see it? See if I can bring it closer so you can see it. All right, see it? You can see the flame. And on the back, we have mahogany on the back, okay? Now, here's where it gets interesting in the back. As you can see, with this light lit, that means the battery is fine, and now we can play. If this light goes out, then you have to put the charger on, which I was sent a charger. I was sent a charger by my man that came with the bass. But then look, I got something in the mail today, and I think this charger came from the guy who sold me the other bass. And he didn't have a charger for it. It wasn't charged up, so he sent me this, but he's not getting this back. For all the trouble I went through, I'm keeping this charger myself for my secondary charger. But this came from Willcox. Again, I'd like to thank Rick from Willcox for really turning me on to this bass, telling me about the bass, telling me what I should be looking for and everything. Made it kind of easy. Then I looked at some videos on the bass, and then I saw a little bit more. So let's look at what's really happening with this bass. And there it is. That's the circuitry of the bass. Here we have our dials to adjust the volume for each string. Here we have our dial here to adjust the sensitivity of the light on the string. And if there's a light here, that means something is out of whack. But you turn to each string you want right here, this big dial right here. Well, it looks big right compared to those. And you switch it, and you switch to what string you want to go to, and then you hit the string, and then you adjust the lighting right up here with Allen wrenches. You have 4 Allen wrench holes, one each. And you take your Allen wrench and you turn it until the light goes out for the string that you select back here with this dial. All right, then you had a volume control for each string, which kind of reminds me of, I had another bass that you had the volume control. Oh, my Zeta bass. My Zeta bass is the same way. When I first bought it, I'm like, man, why is the B string, the E string not as hot as the rest of the strings? And then I called Zeta, and I talked to the gentleman in Zeta. He's like, well, no, you got to take off the cover in the back, and you can adjust the level of the volume of the string on the Piezo right there. Now, the thing about this, you got to get used to setting it up, because when it's in Piezo mode, some of the strings don't activate the way the string should activate the way it activate in normal mode, right? And by the way, here's the cover. It's actually see-through, so you can see me. You can see through it. When you put this back on, you can see the electronics through it. Oh, and let me show you the battery. This is the battery. It's a nickel-cadmium battery, and it's nice long battery. And you know, if the battery go dead, you just plug into the plug here, and you can plug in. You can also charge the battery up. So the whole idea is to let the battery go all the way out till this light is off, and then you charge it. That way you condition the battery. Now, if you understand, the young man already had a new battery in here. Pretty new, so he said he just got it, so we're not worried about the battery anytime soon, okay? So that is the bass and the mechanics of the bass, and there's more back here in the circuitry than just that, but it's the only thing that I think we as buyers need to be concerned with. Anything else, you're probably like, okay, well, man, why is it doing this? Or Rick, why is it doing this? Then he probably would say, okay, open it up and let me help you and let me show you what needs to be done. But it comes with a manual. I got the manual too. I got the manual. So the gentleman who sold me this LightWave Sabre gave me everything I need. The guy who sold me the other one gave me a beautiful bass. There was just so much damage going on with the bass. It was crazy. Again, it had a split like Stratocasters had with a neck. It has that crack in the neck pocket, in the joint pocket. It had that. It had a scratch on the veneer near the hole because it was a fretless bass, so it had that. It had that nice, beautiful little carving. For the acoustic part of the bass, and it had a crack leading into that, and then the action on it was bad on the G string, so I had to put a piece of paper in there. There's a whole bunch of stuff, man. I told him he could sell it back to me for $300, or he can just keep it and deal with it himself. It looks like he's opted to keep it. Man, if you want to do it, that's fine. If you ever put it back on Reverb, I'll probably buy it if the price is right. Because I really like that bass. I like this technology. The reason I bought this bass is because I wanted a new technology. I mean, I got just about everything. You know what I mean? I got good acoustic. I got the Takamine B10, which is a classic upright, and you can play it on your lap bass. Y'all just see my videos. Y'all see I went through all that. And now I got the sound pretty good. Maybe I'll go through all the basses another time. Just go through the basses right here because we can hear everything now. All right, then I have my Zeta, and then I got my and the Godin. So those are my 3 fretless basses that I really like. And then I have this baby right here, which is my optical bass. Then I have 2 Warwicks. I have the Thumb Pro Series German, and then of course y'all have seen the other one, which is the Streamer Double Buck. That's also German made. I have a Rickenbacker. Okay, which is kind of like a different technology because it's a Rickenbacker. Doesn't sound like a Rickenbacker. All right, so I have a Rickenbacker 4003 Walnut. Then I have a Spectre Rebop Deluxe from Europe. a Euro Re-Rop Deluxe. And then lastly, we have, what else we have over there? That's about it. That's about it. So what we're looking to get is a Music Man bass in. I'm looking to get a beautiful Music Man bass, but my man live in Maryland. I just can't. I don't know how y'all feel about traveling to get an instrument, and especially if it's not going to be shipped. But I had a guy come 2 hours. I had another guy come 2 hours to buy, it was a great deal, though. It was a great deal. Like, for me to go 2-3 hours, it got to be a great deal. And I think the bass that my man selling in Maryland is a great deal. But that's 6 hours out of my life. It's 3 hours down there, 3 hours back. You got to count another half hour when you get there. You got to check the bass out and everything, because we're not going to meet in anybody's house. Nobody's letting anybody in the house except me to buy anything. I'll sell something, put your mask on, come in here and do what you got to do. Everybody else is tripping out. Whatever, man. I don't got time for that. So anyway, I got to meet him somewhere and do that. But the other guy I'm trying to hook up with, my man Sparky, I'm trying to hook up in Lancaster. I'm saying, look, man, he kind of making me nervous. So I'm like, yo, bro, is the neck straight? Is electronics all? And he said, well, the neck is kind of straight. Kind of can't be the situation. I went through kind of the neck being straight. I went through kind of the bass works. I'm not buying another bass from a seller if something is kinda. If it's not straight, then don't sell it. Everything I sell doesn't have a problem. I don't have to. If the neck, sometimes I don't understand sellers, man. I really don't. I understand what the hard part is about somebody selling something and just making sure it works and making sure that everything is intact. That's it. You know, but you can't sell nobody a bass where the neck is not perfectly straight. You know, and I don't like to blow out people on my channel, but sometimes I have to. And I told my man, I'm like, look, you said kinda straight, well, make it straight. I'm not buying a kinda straight bass. I need you to go in and play at that truss rod. So if something happened, the truss rod gonna be on you straightening out the neck, not me. I'm not gonna buy the bass, mess with the truss rod, and all of a sudden, bam, we got a jacked up bass. Now I did have to use the truss rod on this. I did have to straighten up the truss rod because it wasn't sitting right. But now that baby is pure flat. Plus, it wasn't no problem with returning it because they had a return clause. You know, when I buy something from somebody else, like when I bought that Lakeland bass, ended up being a bowed neck and it was jacked up. You know, I mean, I had to dang near threaten that guy to get my money back from that bass. You know what I mean? I ended up selling that bass too. Somebody actually bought that bass. But, and I guess they worked it out. But I don't sell anything that's broke. I don't sell anything that's half-ass. I don't do it, man. I don't know why people do business like that. You know, sometimes it makes you think that people are trying to dump stuff off on you, you know, and get money, and then they don't think you're going to say anything about it. Oh, I'll just deal with it. Not me. Y'all know me. I don't play that. I don't play that victim role. I ain't going to be a victim, man. You sell me something that's going to be right, or you just going to keep it. And I'll be all right. I'll find somebody else who's going to sell me something that's right. Right? Right. That makes any sense sometimes. All right, now let's get to the bass. That was the business part. Now let's get to the bass. So again, optical light, full battery charge, volume, bass, mid-range with the sweep from 200 hertz to 1000 hertz. And we have the ice knob. I keep wanting to call it channel. The ice knob, which is really trouble. And we had a hot and warm piezo switch. So let's go. Let's just play a little something. We're going to do a combination of popping and a combination of not popping. Now let me check the sound real quick on TV. I'm looking at myself on TV. So a combination of popping and a combination. Got you be able to hear that, right? Great, great, great. Okay, so the sound is good. I get to hear it on. I hear it right on YouTube, so the sound is fine. So this is just hand walking, talking the bass. 4 people here, only 1 like, but that's okay, as long as y'all here. Check me out with this bass. All right, so let's play something simple. Okay, so let's add a little bit of bass. And let's add a lot of bass. We at Synergy 10 now. Let's go no bass. This is no bass. Let's go full bass. So that's full bass. We're gonna turn it back to Synergy 10, and then we're gonna go to mid-range. That's turned up. Now you got to activate the mid-range because in the middle, it's fine. But to get the sweep to work, you either gotta have it up or you gotta have it down. So let's turn it all the way up so we can hear the sweep. Let's turn the EQ, mid all the way down and let's pick up the sweep. Okay, so that's the sweep. Everything back to mid again. Let's go to the ice channel. This is the treble or ice channel. All the way up. All the way down. So it's almost like one of like some EQs on some basses are activated by the turn. So in other words, it increases the bass, but also activates the level of the bass as well. Like my amplifier, like my bass or boogie, the same way. If the bass and the treble and the mid, everything is turned down, there's basically nothing coming out the amp. But when you start to add the bass, now you're getting the volume. It's kind of the same thing with this, I think. At least with the ice channel, okay? Or the ice knob. But you barely hear, but when you turn it up halfway, and now you get more. And not only did you get more ice, you got more bass too. Now let's go to the switch. We're in the hot. Let's go to cold. So you get a little bit more high end. Let's turn it all the way down. Let's turn it up. A little bit more. Okay. Now you kick it all in. All right. Now we're going to put it in the middle. And then add a little bit of bass. All right, now I'm just playing around, man. I'm a guitar player. I always got to say, I'm really a guitar player, but I like to play bass. And I like basses because they're prettier than guitars most of the time, right? So now we're going to turn up the ice channel a little bit of mids, bass all the way up. So that's a little something going on with that bad boy, you know what I mean? Now to hear this out of an amp, because I don't have a bass amp, I just play it straight into my QSC 10.2. I have an MXR that stopped working. It was a bass DI, the MXR M80. It stopped working all of a sudden, and now I'm waiting for it to get repaired, hopefully. But this is a nice bass, man. I mean, this bass probably starts at around 13, I think, for the regular Sabre, if they still make them, Sabre VL. And I think if you get the Hex piece, the Hex effects, we had a little bit more going on. I think it's around 13 or something like that, brand new. So, really nice bass. And I like the technology. But the main thing you'll like about this is like it's not string through. It just goes right through the saddle here, and it sits right there in the saddle. And then it goes through the hole. So hit the light, hit it. And then there's no magnetic pickups. But this is what happens when you're having magnetic pickups and it's not strung through the hole. You ready? Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. We stop at 30. 30 seconds of a note still ringing. It was still ringing when I stopped it. Y'all heard me. I stopped it. Sustained for days with the optical system. That's what your boy do. From niche fragrances captured by candlelight from 4162's London, Sabre McCartney, or Ginger and Nutmeg, Nutmeg and Ginger by Joe Malone. Like my niche fragrances, I like niche guitars. Welcome to my LightWave. Hopefully y'all like it. I'll turn it down a little bit and I'll just puck around a little bit and play. That's another thing. You can't miss a harmonic on this bass. And I guess you go in ice mode, you really won't miss a harmonic. It pretty much catches most of the doggone, I think you get more mid, I think you really hear them too. It really catches the harmonics. That is bananas, right? LightWave, Sabre by Willcox. And this is not the LightWave VL. I think there's a LightWave VL and then there's a LightWave. I think the one I had before was a LightWave VL. This is your basic, just your LightWave Sabre, but not basic. There's nothing basic about this bass. It's the fact that you ain't got it and I do. And that's the way it should be. Holla at your boy. RaJuR D Kool. And I must say, I'm the first cool dude that really talked about this bass. That talked about everything about the business of buying gear, basses, fragrances. That's what I do. I'm out of here, man. Take care of yourself. Have a super duper night. I can put all these tools up and everything. Oh, let's see what Willcox sent me. Cause I told him I wanted a I know that's not in here. I told him I wanted a faceplate. I wanted a faceplate because some of the basses they have had faceplates, but I said I wanted it, but I didn't want to cover up this maple. I wanted one that wasn't going to cover up this maple because this is beautiful right here. So I wanted to see if he was going to send me one. He said, well, give me your address. I'll send you something. But I don't think that's what this is. I think what's in this package here is the power supply that the other guy had them send me because the bass he sent me didn't have a power supply and it wasn't charged up. And that's what it looks like. So now I have two power supplies. Thank you, Rick at Willcox. Thank you to dude. It's the same one. You can still hear the bass. You can still hear. Unbelievable. I'm letting it ring while I talk about this power supply. It's heavy too. But like I said, if the bass ever go dead, whether you had a show whatsoever, just keep your power supply near. If you got a pedal board, you got a power supply right there. Maybe a Voodoo or something like that. You just plug this into the socket right there, and you can still play, and it'll charge while you playing it. So I don't know who to thank for this. I thank Willcox for sending it to me via that guy who sent me that jacked up bass. That's about it, man. All right, I'm out, man. So hopefully I get the fake. Hopefully my man get together with that Music Man tomorrow. I'm looking at Music Man, a 1998 Music Man single bucker, all black. I'm already looking for a pick guard for it though. I saw somebody with a nice pick guard for it, like a Perloy pick guard. Cause I don't want it all black. I want to have a nice perloid pick guard. Pick guard is like $50, but you know, I might buy it. He give me a decent price on the axe, so you know what I mean. Since he give me a decent price on the base, I'll buy the pick guard. But again, I'm not buying a base with a partially bent neck. I'm not buying a base that somebody tell me is kind of straight. I ain't doing that. I done been through that. I'm not gonna be victimized again, sending bases back and arguing over people threatening to take them to court because you're selling me a bad base. Please, people, if you're selling something, if it's broke, let's say, look, here it is. This is what you got. Now, if he decides to say, if that neck, he gonna still send me the bent neck base, I'm like, well, you gotta take $50 off. Cause I'm taking a chance on, I gotta get it set up. I gotta take it to Guitar Center or to my luthier and let him set it up. That's $50 for a setup and strings. Nah, man, take $50 off. Now, if you want to take $50 off, I'll buy the base because I can take it to get it set up properly. But I'm not going to be messing with anybody's truss rod and tearing up the base. Now I'm sitting here with a busted neck, with a twisted neck. Nah, man, we ain't doing that. Now I know how to look at necks now. I can look at the neck and tell you where this, I know where the bow is in his neck. The guy that showed me the base, he's like, the neck was pretty straight. I could tell where the bow was. The bow was in between the 5th fret and the 8th fret. I can tell because I can see it after seeing that bold neck I had. And even though this one's bowed up a little bit, but this had plenty of space for me to truss rod it. And I was good to go with this one. So sometimes it'll take a lot of turns. Sometimes it'll take a little bit more turn. But this one didn't take much to turn at all. The bad boy is straight as a straight edge razor. All right. And that's it. RaJuR will be cool. Download some of my music. Just go to RaJuR will be cool. Google me. And I think I got a couple albums I found out there's not up for sale. I got to get these 2 albums up for sale. But y'all can go check out my music. Listen to it. iTunes, Spotify, Amazon. Wherever they sell music is where you're going to find my music. Check it out. R&B, neo soul, little mix of this, little mix of that. That's what I do. And I'm a Grammy member. Yeah, I did say that. I got to say that, man. It's worth it. And I drive trains for a living. Anything else y'all want to know? All right, we gotta look at another video for that, fragrance and stuff like that. All right. I'm out. I like the way that dark fizzled in. I'll talk to y'all later. Be well. Talk to you. Holla. Bars.